们的 presenter 开始他的发布会。
Alright. 既然说呀，我的中文不是那么好，我也在讲英文了，就是英文，如果英文不行的话 ，I'm sorry. Okay. Alright. So, yeah, right. So, this is truly first class. It's a modern solution to a modern problem. If you know that meme reference, you probably know that meme reference if you've seen it. But before we even start, we need some context, right? So, what even is scouting, right? So, okay, I want to take a moment. Raise your hand if you've ever been to scouting or you are currently in scouting right now. Like either been or in. We have 1, 2, and 3 people. All right. Okay. So not a lot of you. That's good, but because this is exactly what I'm trying to introduce you to. So scouting is a cool thing, like a really cool thing to partake in, right? It teaches you very critical life skills, which schools don't normally teach you. Great job to the American education system. They don't teach you some crucial stuff. And you just don't know these things. Right. You can also get this thing called an Eagle Scout. You can flex on people. You can put it on the college applications. You can put it on job applications. It looks really good, right? So, what do? Right? It's not cool, right? We don't do shady stuff. But what we do is we go camping. We volunteer. We help people in need. We raise money so we can actually do some of the activities we actually can do. You practice leadership. You practice how to lead other people. And you learn practical things. You practice teamwork. And you also practice good communication skills, which is partially the reason why I'm actually able to give this presentation without having the stage frights. And you can also shoot guns, because America! Yeah! Alright. So baby pictures of me in Scouts, it's not really, but it's basically when I first joined scouting. Let me just show you a few of these, right? So, can I do laser pointer? Yeah, I can do laser pointer, that's good. So, we do some hiking. This is me when I first did some hiking. I was exhausted. I didn't know what was going on. And I also carried a really heavy bag, because I had no experience with hiking. So, very, very fun. I was exhausted after that day. I shot arrows. I finally get to experience some video game action from Minecraft or something like that. Just kidding. This is my first time building a tent. It was actually I think it was called a pre-made tent or a pre-built. It's just something like that. You don't have to actually do a lot of things. You can just put it down and you can just raise it up. So it wasn't the real deal. And then this one I was selling hot dogs to people. Yeah, we were grilling hot dogs and selling hot dogs. And then more camping, more we also, I think also that time we made some food with this lady right here. That was I think that's me right there. Wait, is it me? No, that's me. That's me. I was really small back then. And then we also handed out free ice cream to people that one time because we wanted to lure people in with ice cream. Very effective. Trust. Okay. And then I don't know what's going on in this picture, but it looks good, so I just put it here. So modern edition me. This is from probably the last few years, maybe post-COVID. So this one right here, I was at a plant nursery. I was there. Okay. All right. So I was at a plant nursery. I was fixing the plants. I was planting plants. I was doing many of the just do plant stuff. I'm not exactly. I kind of forgot what I did there, but I did something involving plants. Probably just fixing the shape of the plants. And then I did that with my fellow scouts. I think I led one of the groups in. And then here I was just participating in one of these annual ceremonies we have. And then this guy right here is me, the guy wearing a hat. I don't know if you guys can see it. Hopefully you can, because I was helping with raising the flag during our flag ceremony. And then here I was boarding new scouts because every year we have new scouts that join us, and so we have a huge ceremony. We get to just welcome them in. And then this picture and this picture, that'll happen a few months ago. I think September, where I led people. Hey, these two guys actually helped me right here with this giant project of mine. Props to you two. And then this picture we did a car wash so we can make money. I think we made a couple $1,000s that day, but we don't use that money to buy buy expensive clothing. We don't use that buy gaming PCs. We don't do that. But instead, we just buy them for we use money to buy them new camping gear and probably just mainly new camping gear and maybe new troop equipment. So and then this one was if I can remember, if I recall correctly, that was one of the times where we basically present what our troop did to other troops, and then maybe welcome a few more scouts in from other troops. Right, so that's just kind of my involvement with scouts, so you know that I'm legit and not just a random dude that just made something for scouting with really no idea on what scouting is in the first place. So you should join scouting. It's a good experience, right? So this is definitely not an advertisement, totally not. I don't know what you're talking about, but jokes aside, it's a blast. You get to have fun, go out in nature, joke around with friends, make food, which they don't teach you in school. You get to make either delicious food or not so delicious food, depending on how experienced you are. We definitely don't talk about the first time I made food because it was totally not horrible at all. Yeah. So then again, it highly depends on your preferences and what you enjoy. So it might not be for you, but that's okay. If you do end up joining or consider joining, you can join me in Troop 675. I mean, you can ask me about this later. So. Right, so context is problem. So in scouting, there are these quote-unquote ranks. You might not know what they are, but basically, you start with you start without a rank, and then you see whatever you see listed here it goes from left to right. So this is the highest rank, and this is like the first rank. The rank you join without is just nothing. You just don't get anything. Basically, this patch right here, I have the one before the highest rank. And then I'm basically about to get the highest rank you could possibly achieve. So there are 7 ranks. This is called Scouts, this is called Tenderfoot, this is called Second Class, this is called First Class, Star, Life, and Eagle. I don't know why they named this. Don't ask me, I didn't invent this. This is like 200 years ago when they made this. Actually not, maybe 200 years, maybe 100 years. So to advance in these ranks, you must complete these things called requirements. Why are they called requirements? I don't know, ask the guy who made scouting. So they're kind of knowledge checks, right? So they could be asking you, oh, how do you tie this knot? How do you tie that knot? How do you start a fire? What's the best practice when you go out in the lake swimming? How do you swim? Just something like that. And to get such knowledge, most of those things, you have to flip through a 500-page book to find answers, and that gets us to a problem. I don't think a lot of us like to flip through books, right? I mean, but probably a few of you do, but most of us young people, we probably don't want to. So it's because it's boring. It's a huge pain in the butt. And when you get to the answer, a lot of times it's not there's so much text, it's not even coherent, and you just lose interest. There's so many letters and words, and some people don't even know how to break up, or know what even it is, right? So. And my solution to that, it is a mobile app, which I conveniently call Trinity First Class because 1, it probably avoids copyright issues, and 2, it is very, very widely recognized. It's a very widely recognized term in scouting. So if you do scouting, if you did scouting or do scouting, you probably might have heard of that. So you probably might guess from that name alone what this app does. So what that does, it gives you very straightforward answers instead of you having to flip through a giant book, and it guides you through the entire journey. But for now, I'm only mostly focusing on the Scout to First Class portion, if you remember what the ranks were. So, and then there's also live updates, which means I can just put something in Google Sheets, and then it will automatically transfer to the app. Which means if I fix a typo somewhere, you don't have to make an entire app update, which is very convenient, and it also kind of works out fine, though not that useful. But you still need internet to download updates. You don't expect this to be like some ultra alien technology. No, it's not. So let's do a little demonstration. So let's pause the music, and then let me try to speedrun this. What's it going? All right, 4753. 4753. All right, now you can see my screen. Ignore my background. Ignore my background. What do you mean it's expired? I'm sorry. What do you mean? Okay. We're having a little bit of technical difficulty. Let me just re-download the official version so I can actually show you. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. I did this 5 times. Okay. Give me like 2 seconds. That is actually a good question. I am 17 years old, so I am not old enough to be listed. But what I can tell you is that scouting, I think it was started by a military dude guy. I don't even know. It was based in military training, but it's not actually military training. So. Yeah. So when you open, I made it so when you open the app, it does that because funny, and we like funny. So first things first. Okay, it finished downloading. So what the spinning thing you saw, yeah, it was downloading stuff from the Google Sheets, which I can, if you're guys interested, I can probably show you later. So you can provide feedback and visit my website, but we're not really interested in that. You can check that out later. So you can press enter, right? So first things first, I want to say this is not the most complete app ever. It is not very complete. It looks very bad. If you say it looks bad, I won't really complain or I won't really get mad because it is true. And honestly, I don't blame you. So this is kind of like an alpha version, but it's not really alpha. But it can't really say it's an alpha version because Apple gets mad at me and it won't let me release an app if it's an alpha version. Anyway, so basically, because you guys haven't really seen all of this, you might be very confused. So basically, there's 7 ranks, and each rank, well, I already told you this, but each rank, there's this many requirements, and then whatever you see, like 1A, 1B, what is that? So basically, each of these numbers, they're all these little requirements, and then basically, you can already see, repeat from memory, the Scout O, Scout Law, whatever that is, and basically, and then it makes you flip through a certain page of a book, and then there's in that certain page of a book, there's so many things. You don't even know what's going on. So basically, I tell you right here, you gotta flip through books anymore, and then you flip through something else, or what, like 5. Tell you what you need to know about pocket knife safety, and then basically, I tell you as well. You don't have to flip through a book where they give you weird answers, and then they also put 200 filler text. And if you guys like go to like all those article websites, okay, so basically if you look up how to do something, how to download this thing, or how to fix this thing on my computer, right? You go to a website, right? An article website, and then they give you 5 paragraphs of random crap without telling you a single thing. You can probably relate to that. So basically, that's what the Scout book's doing. They give you 5 paragraphs of useless information, and then they finally tell you. And when they finally tell you, it might not even be the best thing ever. You might not even understand in the first place. So what I did, I eliminate the 5 paragraphs. I tell you right what you need. I tell you exactly what you need to know, so you can just get this done as fast as possible. Right. So then it basically applies to all these things, right? All these ranks, and then for higher ranks, there's less things because I just clicked on the same thing. But for higher ranks, there's less things because when you get to higher ranks, it's more about leadership rather than memorizing stuff, and not memorizing, and rather than learning stuff. But yeah, so higher ranks is not really interesting. So that's why there's not much support for higher ranks than the lower ranks. So by lower ranks, I mean anything first class and below. Actually no, anything below first class. When you get to first class, you're one of the older boys like me. Yeah, so when you become first class, you become one of the older guys that actually gets to be in charge of stuff now, instead of just following the older guys around. So right, and then you can basically it's kind of the same thing, but at the end of the day, the main objective is to get you to learn all this stuff as fast as possible, because if you go through a book, you probably one might get discouraged, or 2 find it too boring, and just quit. Okay, not that. Say that, and they're probably the same thing. But you get my points. So that's kind of it.
What is this one?
I'll show you later. I'll show you all later. So right, and then this is the iPad version. I don't know why. If you ask me right now why I made an iPad version of this app, I don't know either. This is more intended for phones than it does iPads. So let me show you the phone version now. So let me. quickly stop sharing. Let me just Okay, why do you do this? No, we don't watch TV here. We don't watch that window left also, right? It's not Dwayne. It's not Dwayne, unfortunately. Okay, so now let me quickly show you the phone version, which is basically the same thing but more cluttered up because that's just how phones go. So it's 4754. Hello?
Yeah.
There you go. Alright, so my phone doesn't have a goofy background like my iPad. I don't know why. But yeah, oops. So let me just show you this. So it still has that. Very funny, trust. Okay. Yeah, and it is actually made with Unity engine, believe it or not. Yeah, so it's just another fun fact. So the phone version is more or less the same as the iPad version, except it has a different user interface. So you scroll up instead of left to right, and then you more or less get the same exact thing. You just scroll like this. It does a very cool animation effect, which I'm probably going to change later, because I don't like it honestly. That I did this. So yeah, honestly, it's more or less the same thing, same purpose. It tries to get you to where you want in scouting as fast as possible. Right, and then yeah, let me just hop back to my screen. We're gonna have to watch TV for a brief second again because it's just how it is. Can I please share? There you go, PC. All right, so.
I wanted to see the PC picture.
What do you mean?
I wanted to see your screen.
You can scan that QR code down right now. I'll mention everything later. All right. So how did I make this? Right. If you did developing before, you probably might know. But basically, I started just thinking about problems to solve, right? And not like just a random everyday problem where there's probably a solution, right? And so I found a problem, right? So I found this problem. And then I also realized that nobody has really found a solution to this problem. So that means I can be the first one to do this. Yeah. And then I can start thinking about solutions and how to make this. And I did find a solution of a mobile app. So now I need to actually start building that solution. And to start, I can brainstorm the general idea of this mobile app. And here are some examples of some of that brainstorming. Right. So you can probably see this is this is like the initial version, or like this is my initial thoughts about what the app might look like. So there's initially I thought, oh, there's gonna be like a nice background or some pretty things, right? So that's still the design, but basically because I'm in 11th grade and you probably know how 11th grade goes. I can't really do that right now, but maybe when I get more time and motivation in 12th grade, I will do that. I make a pretty background.
Live?
Yeah. Huh? Yeah.
I downloaded the website.
Interesting. All right. So now, and then there's a welcome screen, which I think I scrapped a bit later, because that's just kind of how development goes. You kind of just scrap things and add random things when you're as you develop things, and then you have a selection screen, which you can, which doesn't exist now because I think I just made some choices on how the app might go. But my brain is to bring back this later. So what we have right now is actually the rank advancement portion. There's also a planned merit badge portion. And then I didn't even say what merit badge are because they're not really relevant here. But it's relevant in scouting. You do need to obtain these things if you want to rank up in the higher levels. But again, not really relevant here. And then some more examples, right? So I was thinking like it might look something like the iPhone UI itself because this app is so far for iPhone only and iPad. So maybe so I thought maybe I make this user interface look more like the iPhone. So iPhone users have a better time understanding this, right? And then and then this is a scrapped idea where it actually still exists in the app. It's just not in there. You just can't see it. basically you have this section, and it also tells you basically how to efficiently do these things. But then again, it's not relevant here anymore. It might be relevant in the future, but not now. And then, so after brainstorming, I work as fast as possible to make a minimum viable products, and then I make improvements on that when I do get it done. And after that, I just add or remove features as I like, and just set plan, and then try to get the entire thing done by a set planned release date. And after that, you just make updates. Like every single video game, you release it, and you probably have to make some updates later to make some more improvements, to fix bugs, to fix everything, and to polish it afterwards. Basically, it's really nothing different. And after, yeah. And so what happens? So currently, what's happened so far is that I released this thing at about June of this year, and then I just for a month or two, I just kind of just stick around and made improvements. And then I really started to push this thing around. Maybe against about August or September, and then it gained over 70 downloads. I think last time I checked was a second, which was like a week ago. And then it helped out many scouts around my troop, and also the leaders approved it, which is great because I don't think I do that a lot. And then the best thing about this is that it has very high potential to be one of the most beneficial apps to scouting. And then my plans for the future, well, I'm just gonna go over real quick because you guys probably don't even care. I just want to touch up on the appearance of the app because right now it looks like it's made by a 5-year-old. And then probably add some more features. You can read that if you want. And then maybe accessibility features because actually I'm pretty sure a scout in my troop that he's actually blind. So this, he wants to use my app, but there's not really a lot of accessibility features, which means he can't really do that. And then if I add that, he might have a much better time in scouting. And then obviously bug fixes. Every single software, every single video game, all the things, they need bug fixes. So obviously I'm gonna do that. And honestly, yeah, again, if you say the interface looks horrible, I won't be offended, it's true, but then I will make improvements. And how do you get the app? You can scan the QR code. It's also if you look in that folder you have on your table right now, there's also a QR code. Not the WeChat QR code, the one on the other on that here. Can I camp on that real quick? It's a QR code on this one, not on the big paper, the small paper.
Or you can search Trail to First Class.
Yeah, you can alternatively you can also go on the App Store and look up Trail to First Class, or alternatively just TTFC. You can also look it up, find it, I think. And you can also visit my website. So yeah, and obviously, again, as I said here,